Was there a time that something went wrong on stage or off stage?
Which one?
Exactly.
Lots of times.
Well, I think the show was called Not Now, Darling, and it was at the barn. And I had a full-length, actually long, fur coat, mink coat, and underneath, panties and bra. That was it. Okay.
Marilyn Monroe.
Wait till I tell you. And you were supposed to go like this quickly. The doggone thing on this side on the way back got stuck on my shoulder, and it did not want to come back quickly.
You had a costume, what do they call that? With
Malfunction.
Yes, a costume
I had a
malfunction.
costume malfunction that lasted more than 2 seconds. Like it was
Which is like a year on
a
stage.
2-second scene.
yes.
Became like, oh crap, oh dear.
That's funny.
But there's a scene in there where the Jim Brannon role handcuffs me to a pole, and then I forget what he's supposed to do, but he had a habit of losing his place in the show. He'd forget his lines, and he'd make up some excuse. He'd go backstage to the stage manager, and he'd find his line, and he'd come back on. And one time, I'm out there, I'm cuffed, I literally can't do anything. It was to a pipe, and he finally comes back, and the actual line is, "Where the hell were you?" which was delivered with real enthusiasm. It was the first time it ever happened to me. Although every night after that, I thought, "Oh, geez," you know.
That would be great if you're watching a professional production and there's a pause and the guy goes, "Line."
Thank you, God, this is a community theater.
And why is that?
Because I do believe that there was one occasion where I actually hit the wrong button and it just went black.
And we need forgiveness.
And the whole, the audience had no clue. They thought it was supposed to go black and it came right back up. But everybody on stage knew it wasn't supposed to go black. And I'm sure they were all just thinking, Susie, what are you doing? You know, it wasn't not paying attention, it was hitting, the wrong little button.
Losing your buttons.
Yes, mixing up my buttons. Yeah.
This was really crazy. It was my very first play here, and it was called Rumors, a Neil Simon farce. And a farce, as we all know, is just off-the-wall exaggeration, but to the members of the company, it's the real thing.
Yeah.
These actors really, they're feeling this nutso situation. Well, to add insult to injury, when the show opened, when the play opened, it wasn't the opening night or maybe the second or third night, I heard the audience. I was not yet on stage. It was a series of couples that were entering at different times. The first couple was already out on stage, and I heard this laughter, and there were obviously very funny lines, but this laughter was really kind of nervous, like real nervous. And what was happening, we learned that there was a bat flying around on the stage, back and forth and back and forth. And I was with my fellow, the person playing my wife, and we're getting ready to go on. I was like, holy cow, what are we going to do? And the two actors are already on stage. We're handling it really well. And they sort of incorporated this nutsy situation into it. So then it was time for our entrance. It's like, oh, shoot, what do we do? And then we played with it. And then the bat, I don't know we don't know exactly what happened, if one of the ushers ushered it outside, but it was no longer there. But it was there for the first 15 minutes. You're God.
Well, it's not the first time an old bat upstaged the Yeah, it's a smaller incident, but it's just memorable. I had a supporting role in a one-act here called the Beach Club, and when I was off stage, at some point I'm supposed to throw a beach ball up over the wall. And, in rehearsals it was often worked, but because of the lights and because of the baffles that were supporting the actual flats, it was a little tricky to get it just right. And so one night was when a performance night, and I got it up, and it came back, and up, and it came back, and then it bounced, and it came back. I And of course it's timed, these lines. So I said, hell with it. So I went to the front of the flat and went and threw the ball in, and someone said they saw my hand. It's like, not what I wanted.
That would be the fun of the audience has fun then, you know?
So, and it wasn't a melodrama. You're not supposed to see the, like the gun that says bang, Anyway, that stuck in my mind, the famous beach ball.
So you were saying something happened, what, during spelling bee, or?
I was thinking of the leaking roof on your script.
Oh,
In,
yeah,
no,
that was
not
my
spelling
other,
bee, in,
that was my other,
on your Christmas Carol,
my
right?
other kind of testy moment. We were doing the radio version. It was a Christmas Carol live radio play.
Right.
And we had music stands.
Yes.
And they were placed here, 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 and here.
And you were.
And I was over here, and one night, I think it was a Saturday night, and it was pouring outside. You could actually, with this roof, you can really hear it all over the place. And then I started to see these drips. Holy cow. I won't say the word, but I was thinking it. And I thought, what am I going to do? Because of the fact that it was a live radio play, we did not memorize our lines.
No, correct. Yeah.
We had the scripts in front of us on these music stands. So I thought, well, I'm just going to do what I have to do because, I don't want any water dripping all over my script. So I just moved over there with hopes that I could still see the light because, the lights were already set. And I placed it so I could. I think our stage manager, Michelle, actually helped as well.
Yeah.
But that was a mess.
For one of our shows, this beautiful background of the lights of New York's skylight line, and he had little pokies in for lights. And opening night, there was a horrible, horrible rainstorm. And right in the middle of the scene with the picture, the roof started leaking right over the picture.
Over New York City.
Yes. And luckily the scene was almost over. We cut out and then everybody scrambled to figure out how to fix it so it wouldn't keep dripping all over the stage. That was scary. Most of my memories of things that go wrong are things that have gone wrong with the building itself, the poor old building in the middle of all these things.
There you go. We're looking forward to a new building, aren't we, ladies?
We are. I'm so excited. I can't stand it. It's so exciting.